What is going on YouTube? Brave Dave here, and I'm excited to bring to you a online Total War Attila battle. Let me get in here with the replays. So for this battle, I played as the Alans and my opponent played as the Sassanid Empire. So it took me a while to actually get a decent battle going. I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the battle. But as you see, this was a medium funds battle, so we didn't have a ton of units. And if you bought elite units such as I did with this Elite Agathyrsi Warrior, you end up with fewer units. So let's go ahead and jump into this battle. Let's see, so I had 4 Elite Agathyrsi Cavalry, a line of 4 Sarmatian Warband, kind of 2 meat shield units here, Germanic pikes at the very front to take any charge, followed by my general, which is a Germanic noble, and my Elite Agathyrsi Warriors. These are maybe my favorite warrior unit so far in Attila. It's a real exciting one to play, and it's really devastating in the right situations. So my opponent did kind of a similar line here. He has a first line of 2 Armenian spears, followed by 4 Delamite warriors, 3 Armenian slingers, 2 Naf throwers, 2 Gaian Aspars, and his general is a Spabed. So 2 cavalry wise, 1 medium melee, and 2 very heavy shock calves. So if those get into the back of me, I will be in trouble. But that's kind of why I did my first plan of bringing my cav around each flank as usual to draw their cavalry to defend. And here I didn't have any ranged units, so I kind of had to push forward. So this is sort of a rush army build, similar to what you would do in Rome 2. And let's see how it turns out. One unit I'm not so sure about are the Naf throwers. They look cool, they make the ground shake, cool explosions, but I don't know how useful they actually are. I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video as well. So I'll just fast forward this a little bit. It's just me and my opponent jockeying for position in the back. So he ends up bringing some of his units back to kind of defend. So he's kind of boxing himself in a little bit. Alright, so now I'm starting to rush because I got my cav into a decent position. Moving forward, hopefully my pike will blunt any charge that they bring at me. Alright, at this point I click attack orders on his Gaian Aspar, which was a mistake for him to come back at me. He's going to kill a lot on the charge, but he does not want to get into melee conflict with me, which is going to be an issue for him. Here he doesn't even get a charge, which was a huge mistake, because that's the only way he was actually going to get any kills with this engagement. At this point I have 2 extra cav, and I come and just charge his general, and he does not defend him at all, which is a mistake. Alright, my meat shield units both routed almost immediately, but that gave me the opportunity to get charges on his units, which was great. So if you remember, I kind of overstacked this side with 3 units, and I'm slowly going to start making my way around their flank and just wrapping them up. And those not Delamite Warriors, my Elite Agathyrsi Warriors are going to do some punishing damage. They're actually a great looking unit too. Let's actually zoom in on them. Cool armor, and just, I don't know what that is, what kind of weapon that is, but it is beautiful and deadly. I'll actually zoom in on a charge of theirs. So at this point his general's in a lot of trouble. He's not moving him, and he's getting charged by 2 units. So let's see how long that lasts. Alright, here we go. So he charged his slingers into my melee unit, so I was a little confused on what he's doing, and there you go. This is one reason why I don't really care for Naf warriors. or NAF throwers, he just destroyed his own unit, which was a huge mistake. He routed them, if you see here. He routed his own unit with his NAF throwers, which allowed me to come in and get at them. So that was a huge mistake. At this point, his general go ahead and routes, and I believe he dies, which allows these two caps to come in, go after his NAF throwers and his slingers. So basically all of his range units at this point are off the field, except for one unit, which was a huge mistake. So I started getting these Elite Agathyrsi Warriors and just back charging everyone. Let's watch one of these charges. They throw their javelins and then just come in. Oh, that guy got 3 of them. 4 of them, 1 in the face. And just start mowing people down. Yeah, that unit at that point routes and nowhere to go really because he's trapped between 2. And now I took the Agathyrsi Warriors and I'm charging the NAF throwers. So this unit got a ton of action and they're pretty quick actually, so they can do that. Yeah, those NAF Warriors are just getting pounded on all sides. Okay, and at this point I believe pretty much all of his units are going to be routing at any second, so these Daylight Warriors were doing pretty well, but they're going to be going. That guy in Aspar has just been tanking back there, he's gone, and that's the end of the match. So let's look at my units here. So my pikemen, obviously they were just mean shields, so they didn't get a ton of kills, which is just fine. They did what they were supposed to. They blunted some charges and allowed my men to get in there. Most of my Sarmatian warband did alright. They got enough kills to justify them, and really they were just there to hold, while this right here, the Elite Agathyrsi Warrior, for him to get around and just start wrapping up flanks. This guy did an amazing job, almost lost no men, 300 kills. And then here, my Cav, one did amazing. I'm pretty sure he probably got into a lot of skirmish units to rack up that many kills. The rest did alright. This one not so much. I think that was the one that was charged by the guy in Aspar, so he took a ton of losses, but his main job was just to hold the enemy there, the guy in Aspar, from getting in my back flank, so that worked out great. So his Armenian spears got totally trounced, didn't really do anything there. For the most part, only one of his Daylight Warriors did alright. The rest did okay. His slingers got more kills than I would have wanted, but that's okay. I got them out of the way. The guy in Asbar did almost nothing, and that's because I got my cav in there too early for them to actually do any work, which is what I really needed, because these guys can rack up kills like crazy. And his NAF throwers. So here's a few pieces of advice. Don't bring NAF throwers. They got almost no kills, but honestly they probably had more, but they were killing their own men because they just chuck grenades and they don't know where it's going to end up. He routed his own units, so I would not bring NAF throwers in multiplayer. They're a fun unit for campaign or something like that, something that isn't as competitive, but yeah, don't bring NAF throwers. And if I could say something else, don't get your general caught too early like he did. He just let his general die and these guy in Aspars get caught, which meant that they did almost no damage, so he nullified his cav there. And kind of on last note, for anyone who plays multiplayer, it took me a while to actually get a decent match, so if you go into a multiplayer battle, please do not horse spam. Do not. My first battle was actually, I quit the battle. I didn't want to face it. I want to say 4 melee cav and 8 horse archers from the Huns to go against. That's just ridiculous. The next match was a complete pike box, which was annoying. And then the third match, the second the general died, he just quit the game, even with more than half of his units still on the field. So please, if you're going to play multiplayer, be respectful of other people, don't bring spam, don't quit, and don't pike box. It makes it very hard for us to enjoy the game. So with that said, I will be posting more content, more multiplayer, more campaign, Geats campaign, and then eventually starting up another campaign. So definitely follow, subscribe, and thank you all for watching, guys. Catch you later.